Well, the noise certainly says it all here. It's Regina Herdman basketball time again. Hi, everyone. I'm Don Bradshaw along with Rick LaFitte, bringing you Game 3 of the Corner Brook Boys High School Basketball Championships here from Regina High School. Rick, a couple of things. First of all, the Regina Knights have certainly got a rebound from their devastating loss on Monday at Herdman.
No doubt about it. The key is going to be how they handle the Husky pressure, and if the Huskies should opt to go with it this game. It was very successful in their own gym, but of course Regina is the biggest surface. They'll want to get Frank White involved in the offense, and for the Huskies, their key has been Mr. Outside, Mr. Inside, Shannon Richards and Mark Smallwood, and we'll see if that continues tonight.
Well, that's the big thing. Shannon Richards had a bad start the first half of Game 1 here at Regina, but he's certainly got a shot working for him now.
And again, both teams know their assignment. The Huskies know that they have to win once on this court, and the Knights know that if they retain their home court advantage, they're going to be city champions.
So sit back, Game 3 of the Corner Brook Boys High School Basketball Championship Series is just minutes away, and we'll be back right after this.
What do daffodils do? They laugh at winter and spring right through. If they turn rainy skies sunny, then I can try to. That's what daffodils do. Daffodils bloom where you least expect it. Daffodils know that summer is next. They make a vow for tomorrow. If I made a promise, I'd color it yellow. That's what daffodils do. Blooming I can try to. That's what daffodils do.
In Corner Brook, you're watching Cable Atlantic Cable 9, your community channel.
And welcome back to Regina High School. Just getting ready to start Game 3 of the Best of 5 Corner Brook Boys High School Basketball Championship Series. This series is currently tied 1 game apiece. Regina winning the first game here 78-72 last Friday night before Herdman won on their home court by a score of 100-69. Rick, certainly that had to be a surprising score for a lot of people. Nobody thought that Herdman could come out and post 100 points and still hold Regina at only 69 in that game.
Yes, certainly the defense played the key in that one, and I think as we were saying during the course of that contest, it's not very often that you see a contest that ends up that lopsided between these two clubs, and we're expecting tonight to be much more competitive.
Well, we should note that there's one change in the Herdman lineup tonight. They have Bernie Hughes dressed. We noticed that he was out for the pregame warm-ups. Hughes hasn't played the first 2 games of the series. He's certainly going to be a player to watch for tonight in the lineup for Herdman should he get on the court, Rick.
Well, there's no doubt about the fact is that he provides them with a wide body. He's certainly a big individual and can probably do a good job on both the offensive and defensive side of the boards. As you see, there's a look at the lineup for the Herdman Huskies.
And Bernie Hughes will be wearing number 12 tonight.
Not much, Don, going to change between these two clubs in the way of their starting lineups. I think the set 5 has pretty much been determined, and you'll see plenty of those same 5 as this series progresses.
Well, I think both coaches are happy with the way their starters have been playing in this contest, and certainly we haven't seen any need to make any changes thus far. Getting ready now to...
First time in half an hour it's been quiet as we get set for the announcements of tonight's starting lineup.
And I get a feeling that's not going to last too much longer. The Herdman Huskies will be introduced first. And Rick, obviously there's a few fans who made it down from Herdman to see this game, as there has been in all the games in the series.
Well, that's the thing. You say it's a home court game for the Knights, but as always, the Husky support is certainly there. Very loud and enthusiastic gathering.
I think the only home court advantage in this series is just the actual size of the court surface. The fans don't really make that much of a difference in this series. I mean, it's generally split 50-50 right down the board. Michael Barrett getting his third straight start. You see Michael Barrett on the right, Mark Smallwood on the left.
Barrett asserted himself a little bit more in game number 2 from an offensive point of view, Don. 13 points in the contest after just 6 in the opener.
He started to take a few more chances. He wasn't afraid to shoot the ball in game 2. He looked a little hesitant in game 1, not taking the ball to the hoop as much as he could have.
And again, when your ball club puts 100 points up on the board, everybody was feeling fairly confident on that evening.
Well, certainly. I think it was a case of nobody on the Herdman squad could miss in game 2 of the series. And they certainly came out with that full court press. Rick, it's going to be interesting to see if the Herdman Huskies elect to come with that full court press here in game 3. We mentioned in game 2, the court surface here at Regina is much larger, so if Herdman elects to go with that full court press, Regina has more room to get the ball around. They can dribble out of those situations. They can pass the ball because of the wider court surface.
Yes, that'll be a decision that the coaching staff is going to have to ponder. And I guess the one thing, Don, it's almost with the success they had, you almost expect them maybe to come out and try it in the beginning and see how the Knights react to it. And if they start to make them pay for the press, then they might haul off the dogs a little bit.
Well, Regina played, or Herdman rather, played a tough defense here in game 1 of the series. As we mentioned, they lost by 6 points, but the game was like a 2-point game with about 20 seconds left to play before Herdman scored a couple of unanswered baskets. So it's going to be interesting to see, should Herdman come out and try to change their defense from game 1 and use the full court press. That worked so well for them in game 2.
And you see the Knights with the introductions. There's Ian Cook. He's certainly put on quite a show in the first couple of games with 20 plus in each of the first 2 contests.
Ian Cook averaging 22 points per game, with 23 in game 1 before coming back with 21 in game 2 at Herdman. And Frank White, that's the player, Rick, we've got to see more of in this game if Regina want to be successful. He scored 21 here in game 1. Then he went up to Herdman and he only managed to sink 7 baskets. So, I mean, that's not a high number for a guy like Frank White who can put that ball in the net.
Yes, he's an individual you usually expect to see at least in double digits, if not up in the 20s.
So just moments away from the opening tip-off here to start game 3. As we mentioned, this series now a best-of-3 affair with the first 2 games being split, the home team winning their respective games. Referees for tonight, Sean Bennett and Bill Allen. Jim Keogh, the off-court official.
And we're just about ready to get game number 3 underway. Ball is in the air and the Knights get possession. T.J. Power with it. Being watched closely once again. Looks for Frank White. White with it, watched by Porter. He'll try to take him one-on-one. Nice move. Shot's good.
Well, we mentioned that Frank White had to have a big game if Regina wanted to be successful in this contest, and he comes out right away, less than 20 seconds into the game, and drives to the basket. Gets all net on his first shot.
Down low to Smallwood, and we've got a pushing call. Ian Cook, I believe, is the guilty party. That's his first. And that's a sign of a good player, though, Don. Frank White, he knew his number was going to be called in this contest, was going to play a pivotal role, and the ball comes to him, and he makes that move right off the bat.
Well, Frank White's got to take it upon himself in this game to take the ball to the net any chance he gets. I mean, Regina's got to score as many points as they can against this powerful Herdman team, and Frank White's the player to do that.
Well, Michael Barrett missed inside, and Dean Barker picked up the rebound. He was quite aggressive in getting that ball. Trask now being watched by Porter, and we may have a reach-in. And again, Don, we've mentioned throughout the course of this series, the officiating has been very tight, and again, it's been very consistent.
Well, that's the thing. The referees aren't letting anything go in this game. You try to reach in and make that steal, and the officials are there to call that foul.
Down low to Barker, over Smallwood, the shot's up, no good. Tries the rebound, tips it up, and Smallwood gets it. Smallwood gets it over to Shannon Richards. Huge game in game 2, 34 for him. Porter now gets it over the center court line. Back to Barrett. Trask, and as you can see, he's in Richards' face, and he's called on the foul. We were noticing in game 2, Shannon Richards, a lot of times he took the open jump shot, and with an individual of his caliber, you've got to have a man on him or he can explode, as he did in game 2.
And it's going to be interesting to see if Shannon Richards has maintained that shot that he had in game 2. He couldn't miss from anywhere on the court, and we'll see now as here he goes. Puts his first shot of the game in.
And credit the assist there to Dean Porter. Porter has a way of finding that open man. Trask now with it. And a steal by Rideout. However, Barker moves in and regains possession for the Knights. TJ Power to Frank White. He'll fire. And it's good. Frank White with 4. Off to a good start. Barker now being watched tightly by White. Shannon Richards well away from the hoop. Although, as we know, with Brett from very far out, not afraid to fire from 20 to 25. Smallwood down low, shots up and good. Mr. Inside, Mr. Outside.
Oh, great heads-up play there by Shannon Richards. You saw Mark Smallwood cut across the middle in the key, and Shannon Richards just made a left-handed pass, got the ball to Smallwood, who had the easy layup.
Nice pass down low by White to Cook. However, the shot goes no good. Richards on the rebound. And the call, as you can see, the crowd very close to the court in that corner. Almost too close for comfort there, Don. But again, a huge crowd on hand again tonight.
And that's the thing. The crowd are basically right on the out of bounds lines here, right around the court. So it's definitely close quarters.
Smallwood is nailed from behind, and that's another foul on Trask. And he's in early foul difficulty. Not much doubt about that one. Smallwood will go to the line in the act of shooting.
And Regina's got to be careful here. They've got 3 team fouls early, and it's less than 3 minutes gone in this game. They've got 3 team fouls. We noted in game 1 here at Regina, as we see the replay here on your screen, the foul by Trask. In game 1 of the series, Regina got in foul trouble early in the first half, and Herdman were in the bonus situation for almost 9 minutes in the first half. Fortunately for Regina, the Herdman squad couldn't capitalize on their free throws, but Mark Smallwood makes his first one of the contest.
Huskies picking up where they left off at the free throw line. Smallwood nails a pair. That's 4 for him, and they lead 6-4. TJ Power now, watched by Porter. Gets it to Cook. He fires. Air ball. Peddle, though, gets the rebound as Barrett was unable to corral it. Frank White back to Peddle. Peddle to TJ Power. Power across court to Frank White, who fires. Back rims. Porter zips it to Corey Rideout. And he gets it over to Shannon Richards. Huskies leading by 2 very early here, game 3. Richards drives, misses the lay-in. Barker underneath, gets it head to Peddle. Peddle pushes it quickly to White. And we've got a travel. Frank White a little over anxious there. He saw the opening.
Oh, one too many steps that time. It was the case of Frank White was on the wrong side of the net. He's a right-handed shooter, and he was on the left side of the net. When he picked up that ball, he wasn't quite sure how far away he was. And he managed to take a look at the net, and in the process took the extra step and committed a traveling violation.
Corey Rideout misses the shot. Frank White was underneath to get the rebound. TJ Power now. Dangerous pass to Peddle. Manages to tip it to himself. Frank White tries it down low. There's Dean Porter with some aggressive defense, knocking it away, and Barrett picks it up. And they got Frank White on the push. And again, it's okay to be aggressive. However, you don't want to overstate the point. Now we just had a light standard go out, but it's back.
We'll see the replay here as Frank White. Big Dean Porter there makes a big block on the pass in there. And Frank White on Michael Barrett draws his foul, the first foul for Frank White in the game. But more importantly, the 4th team foul for Regina. Herdman will go to the line on the 8th team foul in the half for Regina. 16:22 to play as you see the Herdman fans starting to get things going here. And not to be outdone, the Regina fans trying to do their best to encourage the crowd. Some creative painting there, Rick. We've seen a lot of face painting here in this series. The Herdman fans with the red H's on their face, and the Regina fans tend to go with the blue R's, but it's an interesting spot for a bit of body painting.
Well, the crowds on both sides have done a great job throughout the course of this series, Don. I guess if you didn't know you were at a basketball game, you would think maybe it was the Bare Naked Lady concert there, but don't you worry, folks. 3:38 gone here in the first half. Huskies out to a 6-4 lead. And again, we should note their point getters. Smallwood with 4, Richards with 2. They've been the 2 big guns for the Huskies during the course of this one. Rideout. Gets it down low. Richards. Nice pass underneath to Smallwood. He can't control. Fires anyway. And the bucket counts. Mark Smallwood. That's 6 for him.
And the foul on Mike Peddle. But Rick, again, that was a heads-up play by Shannon Richards. He got the ball, saw Mark Smallwood open underneath the basket, as we see here. Smallwood picks up the pass, hits the fadeaway jumper as he's being fouled. He goes to the line and misses his free throw.
Look at Dean Porter underneath with another steal. And some good hustle by Peddle to get it back, and they've got him on a treble. So the Huskies have to be pleased with this early start. Knights haven't been able to get off and get a good run on them.
Well, that's the big thing that Herdman had to do. They had to come down to Regina on Regina's court and basically shut down the Regina offense. And they've done that early in the first half here.
Shannon Richards. Think about Richards. Not only is he a very good shooter, very adept at finding the open man. There's Smallwood. And Barker comes over with a nice rejection. But that's a play that the Huskies have employed throughout the course of this one. If Richards has got a man on him, he'll look for Smallwood, but that time Barker was there.
Well, again, I mean, we mentioned that Shannon Richards is getting barrels of points here in this series. I mean, in game 1 he had 16, game 2 he had 34, but he's not the type of player who will hog the ball, I guess. And I mean, if he finds an open man, he'll dish it off just as well as he would pass the ball, to shoot the ball.
Richards missed for 3, and look at that hustle by Dean Porter. Him and Barker involved in the tie-up. And we'll wait to see who the possession goes to. Husky ball. Dean Porter. Game in and game out. You wonder how he does it on the glass, but he gets the job done. No doubt about that. Corey Rideout being watched by Power. Smallwood in the middle of the lane. Shot's no good. Rebound by Frank White. White got caught there. Gets it back, though. Down low to Barker. Knocked away by Rideout. Both teams doing a good job early, Don, of not allowing any easy buckets.
Well, we're seeing a lot of good defense here, not much offense. The team's got to settle down and start making the plays a little more. They're going to start passing that ball around.
TJ Power, no good. Good hustle underneath by Barker. Shots off, though. And the rebound by Porter. Well, Dean Barker was there doing the job, but the shot did not fall. And the Huskies maintain that 8-4 lead. 5 minutes gone here in the first half. Hope you're enjoying the action on Cable Atlantic. Rideout gets it to Smallwood. Smallwood to Richards. He fires. Shots off. And Porter again underneath making things happening. But this time, the Knights will get possession.
Oh, you can't say enough about Dean Porter. I mean, he's not the tallest of guys, as we'll see the replay coming up here. As Dean Porter manages to get down and fight for that ball. But he's not the biggest of guys, but he still manages to get in there and pick up those rebounds and fight for the ball.
All a matter of positioning there. Peddle makes the move into the middle. Shots up, no good. Both teams a little cold. Barker now in. And we're seeing some good offensive work by Dean Barker early on. It results in his first 2 points, and the Huskies now lead 8-6.
So Regina needed those 2 points. They haven't scored in about 3 minutes in this contest. They're still down by 2 here, so they've got to get a turnover. That's just what TJ Power does.
And look at Porter. Barker gets it, though. Back to TJ Power. Power drives the middle. Shot's no good. Cook underneath, and it's in. Knights doing a good job on the offensive glass. That's a couple of second chance points. Ian Cook with his first 2. Cook has definitely been a presence through the course of this first 2 games with 20-plus performances each occasion. Shannon Richards fires outside. Good. Three-pointer.
Well, we wondered earlier if Shannon Richards was going to have the stroke working for him, and obviously he does. 5 points early in the contest. He just hit a 3-pointer.
TJ Power. Nice pass down low to Cook. Shot's no good. Power still with it. Takes a look, makes the move, no good. Look at the Knights fighting underneath, but in the end, it's Porter who comes away with it. We've got Power on the call. And Don, I think a big key for the Knights is the fact that TJ Power has not really been much of an offensive threat. We saw last year at times he was able to nail some 3-pointers at big occasions, but to this point in the series, he's been fairly cold.
Well, TJ having a rough series, just 5 points in the first game as we have a look there. And watch Dean Porter again hustling to get that ball. TJ with 5 points in the first game, 2 points in the second game. That's 7 points for TJ Power in the 2-game series. It's not a lot of points. I mean, he's capable of getting a lot more offense. He's just been cold so far this series.
Smallwood and Richards play that 2-man game. Smallwood taking Barker to the hoop. Shot goes up, no good. Porter underneath, gets it in. And no doubt about the fact that he's just killing the Knights with those constant rebounds. There's a steal nearly by Porter. football call. And again, some pressure by the Huskies paying off there. They lead at 13-8. 7 minutes gone here in the first half of play. Frank White. TJ Power manages to get it. Nice behind the back pass to Barker. Lovely play.
TJ Power doing the job that he's supposed to be doing here. The point guard for the Regina Knights carries that ball down. We saw a lovely behind the back pass to Barker, who had the easy layup.
Smallwood fires. Good. 8 points for him. Smallwood and Richards combining for 13 of the Huskies' first 15 points. Long pass to Cook. He drives. Shot is rejected by Porter. Rebound is no good. Frank White was trying underneath. Still with it is Ian Cook. No good. Still battling underneath, and finally a foul call. And that's 2 on Frank White, and that's a big call early.
We'll see TJ. What's a lovely behind the back pass. Just a great behind the back pass there. Dean Barker with the easy layup. You see Steve Rumble checks in the game now.
And Don, if anything is a confidence builder for TJ Power, I would say that assist might help him along the way. Beautiful pass. Right out now. Down low to Porter. He gets it to Barrett. Drives middle. Shots up. Count it. Mike Barrett with 2. Fouls on Dean Barker.
And Rick, that's what we mentioned. Mike Barrett's offensive output is definitely up in this series. I mean, we mentioned exactly what he just did. When he gets the ball, he's not afraid to drive over a couple of players and go to the net. That's just what he did there, and he managed to draw the foul as well.
And in game 2, John, the Huskies did have some success, many an occasion employing that pass to the middle of the lane, finding the open man. Barrett misses a shot, and there's Steve Rumbold to get the aggressive rebound. Rumbold, ahead to Peddle. Peddle drives the length of the court, stops in the middle of the key, shots up, short rims. Rumbold underneath, and he's fouled.
And Michael Barrett draws the foul that time. You see the replay there. Steve Rumbold went up hard. Michael Barrett was there to pick up the foul, putting Rumbold on the line for 2.
And there's no doubt about the fact that what the Knights look for in that occasion is that they look for Steve Rumbold to get those rebounds. First shot is no good. Bit of a problem with the clock running through, Don. I think we'll have a little bit of a stoppage.
Yeah, just notice there the clock was running after the foul was called on Rumbold.
Don't want any controversy if the game goes down to the final seconds. We've got it adjusted down. Jim Keogh taking care of that.
That's a good thing about having an off-court official. Rick. He can keep track of things like that.
And the second shot is no good, and there's a wild foul on Mike Peddle. Don again, you hate to harp on it, but a little over-aggressive there.
Well, I mean, this is going to be the turning point in the game. There's 11:55 left to play in the first half, and Herdman are in a bonus situation, already holding a 7-point lead. So every time Regina commits a foul for the remainder of this half, it's gonna put Herdman on the line. And we talked about Bernie Hughes making his first appearance in this series, and there he is on the line now for the Herdman Huskies. So we mentioned quite a big player. He's going to be a threat under the boards for the Herdman Huskies, and it's going to be a big job for the Regina Knights to keep him off the boards.
He's what you call your wide body. He's a big one, no doubt about that. .11:55 to go. Huskies leading it 17-10. And the Knights in dire foul trouble early. However, the Huskies unable to take advantage as the shot is no good. Pitch gets it ahead of TJ Power. He's watched closely by Rideout, takes it the length. Nice moving in. TJ Power on the drive. That's his first 2 points. 17-12 to score.
And we got to see more of that from TJ Power in this game. We noticed that he made the nice pass earlier in this game to Dean Barker. And now he just made a drive to the basket, picked up the ball, and drove all the way to the basket. TJ's got to do a lot more of that. He's got to carry the ball himself, take it upon himself, and put some points in the net.
Rumbold on the call. That's his first foul. And to say that the Knights have run into a rash of fouls in the first part of this first half would be a bold understatement, Don. They're really experiencing some problems.
They've got 10 team fouls right now as Barrett hits his first free throw. 10 team fouls, and we talked about the bonus situation that Herdman is in right now, but we've also got to look at it in a personal standpoint for the Regina Knights. Right now they've got Frank White, Jason Trask, and Mike Peddle all with 2 fouls in this game. I mean, there's still 11:30 to play in the first half.
Barrett hits the second, 19-12 score. Huskies leading it by 7. Pitch to TJ Power, he tries a 3. Good.
And that's exactly what we were talking about. That's what the Knights need. They need TJ Power to take control a little more here.
And it's funny how once you get that good play in your pocket, you can make things happen even more out there. And TJ Power, an example of that here early. Dean Porter drives down in no man's land, right out for 3. Not even close. Rumboldt gets the rebound, and Knights will regain possession.
But Rick, confidence is a big thing in the game of basketball. Big steal by Porter again.
And Shannon Richards underneath to take care of it. And the thing about Porter, when he gets that ball, he knows who to go to.
Well, exactly.
Shannon Richards.
That's the big key. Dean Porter is not the type of player who's a selfish player. He gets that ball, he'll dish it off to a man who's open.
Mike Barrett called on the palming violation. .21-15 the score. Herdman Huskies leading the Regina Knights. Barker now. Frank White. Thought about it. Over to Vitch. Vitch, nice drive down the middle. Down low to Barker. Little too hard. And Frank White cleans up. Knights continue to do well, though, on the offensive glass, and it's helped them to stay in this one, 21-17.
We've noticed that a couple of times now from Dean Barker, the last 2 or 3 times down the court. When he picks up that rebound, he tends to put it off the glass a little too hard. He's a little too anxious and wants to get that ball to drop, puts it off the glass a little too hard, and the result is a missed shot. If he just takes a little something off that and just touches it on the glass, he'll have more success.
Barker with another rebound, doing a good job keeping Smallwood away. He's got a bit of help in Rumboldt, who's doing an effective job as well. TJ Power. Frank White now. Back out to Vitch. Power. Over to Frank White. He fires. It's good. 3-point bucket for Frank White. Give him 9 on the night. Herdman Huskies now leading 21-20. And already the key ingredient, foul called on Power. Crowd behind us not too thrilled with the call. Don, we were mentioning in the opening about Frank White. It's unbelievable. 7 points in game 2, already with 9 here in the first 11 minutes of game number 3. Right out at the line. Shots up, no good. Smallwood the rebound. He nails. Mark Smallwood with 10. Vitch, 23-20 your score. Close encounter. Vitch, nice job. Nails the shot.
And Rick, something we're seeing a little more in this game than we have in earlier games in the series. The Regina Knights are getting scoring from all their players. I mean, their substitutes check in the game, and they're getting a lot of scoring. We just saw Vitch think of a basket. I mean, that's what they need to have. Steve Rumboldt in the game. He missed a couple of free throws early, but he's also a threat on the boards offensively and defensively.
Vitch is calling on the foul. Thing that we noticed about Vitch, he seems to have some good success, Don, in faking the outside shot and moving in a little more into his range and draining that 10 to 15 footer from the foul line, as he did there.
Again, Craig Vitch has got to learn to shoot the ball a little more. I mean, we've seen already in this series as Barrett hits his first shot. We've seen already in this series that Vitch has got the range. I mean, he can shoot from the outside, he can shoot from in close, and he's just not taking the shots. He should be taking a lot more shots.
Mike Barrett drains both. No doubt about either shot. That's 6 for him. TJ Power now. Lovely drive. TJ Power.
And Rick, we touched on this a little bit earlier. I mean, confidence is a big thing in the game of basketball. And I think when TJ Power made that behind-the-back pass to Dean Barker, his confidence all of a sudden took a big boost. Then he came back and he hit a drive to the basket for 2 points. Then he came right back with the 3-point shot. Now all of a sudden he's starting to think, hey, I got the range. I'm starting to hit those shots. Maybe I'll try again. And he keeps trying and they're still dropping.
Steve Rumbold called on the foul. Hooked Shannon Richards as he made his way to the basket.
Ian Cook checks back into this contest for Steve Rumbold, who just threw his second foul of the game.
Richards at the line. He's scored 7 at this point. Safe to say this is the TJ Power that Coach Reg Barker had been hoping to see from the start of the series. He's looked good. Richards nails the first. 8 for him. Make it 9.
Well, TJ Power with 7 points here in this game has the highest offensive output in any one game of this series for him. We mentioned he had just 5 in the first game and 2 in game 2.
Frank White tried a lob pass to get it over the pressure. Didn't work. Went out of bounds. Fitch couldn't corral it. Huskies now trying to up the lead to 5. Porter down low. Shot's no good. Good defense by Barker. Porter gets it back though. Shannon Richards over to Barrett, who fires for 3. It's good. Michael Barrett with 9. Husky lead is up to 6. 30-24 your score. 8 minutes to go. Foul call.
Shannon Richards with his first foul.
That's his first.
We see
head coach Mike Barrett.
The father of the man who just hit that last 3-point shot for the Herdman Huskies.
Huskies employ some size now. Paul Seaborn checking into the game. Places Dean Porter, who gets a healthy hand from the Husky supporters. TJ Power. You can see the pressure not quite as intense in the bigger gym. Frank White down low. Knocked away by Rideout. Knights will retain possession.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens here with both Smallwood and Seaborn in the game. Will Coach Reg Barker elect to put in a guy like Jamie Hearn to counter height with height?
TJ Power. Wild pass. Ian Cook can't keep it in. Knights a little sloppy last couple of possessions down with a couple of turnovers. Huskies have made them pay.
Well, again, I think they're getting a little over anxious here. I mean, they managed to battle back and make it and come back in this ball game. And now all of a sudden they're trying a little too hard and they're making those passes that just aren't there, and the result is causing turnovers and the Huskies getting the ball back.
Shannon Richards, nice move into the middle of the lane. Missed the shot, though. Double rimmed it. Knights got the rebound, and they take it up to center court. And again, the turnover bug biting on the Knights. And Richards throws it away. Both clubs guilty of a little sloppy action there.
Both teams have got to settle down here a little more.
TJ Power now with it. Being watched closely by Richards. Fitch to Frank White. White is watched by Barrett. White gets it back to Fitch. TJ Power. Power watched by Rideout. Knight offense a little out of sync. Frank White takes it. Shots up. No good. Rebound goes to Barrett.
Well, the Knights got the basics down. They've got to pass that ball around a little more, but the Herdman defense was just so tight there, they couldn't get an open man to get a shot away.
Corey Rideout, watched by Power. Mark Smallwood. Down low to Barrett, who fires. No good. Barker on the rebound. It's TJ Power now. Will he look to take it? Frank White will. It's good. Frank White with 11. Big bucket for the Knights. They reduce the lead. 30-26 your score. 6:12 to go here in the first half.
Well, Frank White's obviously the man the Knights have got to go to more in this game. I mean, he hasn't missed a lot of shots in this contest, and he's managing to work himself free under the basket. It's just a matter of his teammates passing him the ball a little more.
Smallwood underneath, and he's tough down there, Don. That's 12 for Mark Smallwood. Fitch now gets it ahead to Ian Cook. Cook has been silent thus far. Until now. Give him 4. Think about Ian Cook. We've seen a variety of moves on his part. Seaborn. Shot is rejected by Barker. TJ Power now with it. Nice pass to Cook. And just like that, he strikes with 4 quick points.
And again, if you're Regina coach Reg Barker, you've got to like what you're seeing from TJ Power. I mean, he's made a couple of nice drives to the hoop already. He's hit a 3-point shot. We've seen a couple of dandy passes. That last one going to Ian Cook. found him open at the side of the net, and he put it off the glass and in. TJ Power is just starting to hit his groove a little more and playing the way he can play. We've seen him play some good games over the course of the last couple of years, making some nice passes, and it looks like the TJ Power of old is back here tonight.
And Don, keeping in control seems to be the key. There are times where Power gets a little bit rattled out there, but doing the job here tonight. A couple of very nice dishes, as you mentioned, and your score, a very competitive 32-30 contest with the Herdman Huskies leading the Knights. 5:25 to go in half number one.
Well, I think TJ has finally realized that. I mean, you can't go fast break. It's just hasn't been working for them in the first two games of the series. We saw earlier in the series TJ take the ball and he tried to make the long end-to-end pass from one end of the court to the other. That just wasn't clicking. So now TJ has finally settled down. He's carrying the ball down the court, passing it around a little more, and when the opportunity presents itself, he's driving to the net himself. Things starting to heat up here at Regina High School again. The fans getting quite vocal at both ends of the gym. Of course, the Regina Knight fans down close to their bench as we see Coach Reg Barker there on your left and Tyrone Power, his assistant, on the right.
And somewhere in the middle of all that, there we are.
Buried away
Safe
among
to say
the
another
masses.
block crowd here tonight, Don.
I think
Surprise,
it's,
surprise, eh?
I think there's no shock to that one. I'm sure that anyone has seen the first couple of games this year.
Corey Ryder with it. David Mertens checked in. We've seen some quality minutes out of him in the first two games of the series. Knights pick up their pressure. Corey Rideout. Down low to Porter. Porter on Barker. Nice move. Shot's good. Dean Porter with 4. Outmaneuvered the big man. Barker had the position. Vitch. Gets it to White. Frank White takes it down low. We've got a block, I believe, on Michael Barrett.
And that'll put Frank White on the line. Frank White has made 2 or 3 free throws in this series. As you see the replay here, Frank White will come down, make the drive, and Michael Barrett tried to hold his ground, but he got called for the block. And again, we have a problem with the lights here. It's quite cramped here, and people tend to find a spot anywhere at all to stand, and that's why we see the lights flood a couple times. People accidentally lean against the light switch.
Frank White trains both. That's 13 for him. 34-32 your score. 4:40 to go. Half number one.
Shannon Richards getting ready to check back into the game.
Rideout gets it to Barrett. Barrett thought about it. Frank White came up and challenged at the last minute. Rideout now. Drives down baseline. Gets it down low to Smallwood.
The foul called on Ian Cook.
And he joins the Many Knights with 2 in this one.
We're just checking that. We have Mike Peddle, Jason Trask, Frank White, Steve Rumbold, Ian Cook, and TJ Power, all with 2 fouls for the Regina Knights here.
Smallwood hits the shot, and Don, the Huskies got out to a rather mediocre start from the charity stripe in game 1, but the last 2 games they've certainly picked it up. Smallwood especially. Second shot is up. And the broadcaster's curse strikes again. 35-32 your score. Barrett outside. Front rims it. TJ Power. Smart play. Let's go out of bounds, knowing that they're going to get possession of it. And again, just an example of Power not getting too out of hand with things. Ball comes back in his hands. TJ Power, watched closely by Porter. Richards picks up the double team. Back to Vitch. Frank White outside. He'll fire. Back rim. Barker, good work underneath. Battled away by Rideout. Power's there with it. Pass down low. Lovely move by Cook. He's got that move patented, Don. How many times have we seen it during the course of this series?
Oh, he's done that numerous times. Ian Cook gets in and he can't quite make the layup and put the ball off the glass, so he just goes in and takes that half hook shot.
Smallwood down low. 15 for Mark Smallwood. I think both coaches have to be pleased in the fact that their top guns are really performing to this point. You've got White and Cook and Power doing the job for the Knights, and as usual, Smallwood and Richards for the Huskies.
Well, that's the big key. And it looks, if this pace keeps up, we're going to have quite a shootout here tonight with the big men hitting for both clubs.
Frank White takes it again. Nice pass inside. Well, Ian Cook had 2 points about a couple of minutes ago. All of a sudden, he's got 10. And Frank White again making things happen there, Don.
That's the type of player Ian Cook is. I mean, he can explode at you at any minute. As you mentioned, he was solid for much of the early part of this first half, but then all of a sudden he's come out like gangbusters.
I think this is the most solid performance we've seen from Dean Barker to this point. He's been tough underneath his own basket.
Well, Dean Barker's got to learn to control underneath the basket and pick up those rebounds. He's got to eliminate Mark Smallwood from the game a little more, and that's what he's been doing thus far in Game 3.
Air of anticipation there as Frank White fired that three, but it was no good. 37-36 remains your score. Huskies by 1. Getting down to the 2.5-minute mark in half one. Shannon Richards drives. Nice shot. Underneath left-handed layup as Barker did all you can ask for. Stood up straight, held the hand up.
Well, Barker didn't provide any room for Shannon Richards to go up over him, so Shannon just put the ball in his left hand and went around him. Put the ball in the net for an easy 2.
And again, that's the offensive threat, making the things happen out there on the court. Shannon Richards with 11. Frank White now, down low to Barker. Porter knocked it away. Knights will regain possession. Steve Rumbold checking back into the game. And Dean Barker gets a spell.
Well, Dean Barker has played the bulk of this first half for the Regina Knights, so Coach Reg Barker wants to put him on the bench and just get a little rest for the big man, because he's going to see a lot of time for the remainder of this contest.
Say this much, there's not a whole lot of room over there in those inbounds passes, and you can see Frank White asking the crowd to get back just a little bit. Dangerous pass. Rumbold corrals, though. Leaves it for Vitch. Vitch to Frank White. Open shot. Short rims it. Shannon Richards the rebound. Will he push or will he hold? He elects to hold up and wait for help. Try to get Smallwood on the pick, and Shannon Richards with the offensive foul. 2 on him.
Well, that time Shannon was just a little too aggressive. He tried to drive to the net, and as he went in, he kind of stuck his left hand out and picked up the offensive foul.
Well, you could see that play developing as if it were on a chalkboard. Richards saying, okay, Smallwood, give me that pick, and I'm going to take the shot. However, Vitch came off it nicely, and the foul called offensive foul.
And after that foul, Shannon checks out of the game. David Merton re-enters the contest.
That's a smart coaching move there. You don't want Richards to pick up his third in this final minute and a half. P.J. Power, watched closely by Merton. Vitch, Ian Cook. Dean Porter on the foul. Porter's second.
Dean Porter's second foul in the contest.
Inbound situation here. Vitch to T.J. Power. Power. Vitch nearly loses it. Does a nice job of hanging on, though. Down to Power. Power moves towards the middle, and the travel is called.
TJ again stopped his dribble a little too soon. He discovered that he was out a little too far for the layup, so he took the one extra step and was called on the traveling violation.
Corey Rideout elected to take it to the hoop quickly. Missed the shot. Steve Rumbold there for the defensive board. T.J. Power now with it. Tough defense, and Merton's going to be nailed right in front of us.
Well, that time T.J. Power lost control of the ball for a brief second, and Merton a little too aggressive in trying to pick up the loose ball. As Power recovered, and Merton drew the foul.
Don, I think the law of the land was laid down in game number 1. It's okay to be aggressive, but we're going to call you if you commit the fouls. That simple. Cook down low. Shot's no good. Barrett on the rebound. 45 seconds to go. 39-36. Huskies lead. Rideout takes a look at the clock. He'll slow it down a little bit. Smallwood wanted it as he moved across the key. Didn't get it. Merton back to Rideout. Dean Porter. Porter goes up with it. No good. Smallwood underneath. Keeps it alive. And the Huskies retain possession. 28 ticks left on the clock here in half number 1.
Well, smart thing for the Herdman Huskies to do right now is just play for the last shot. They have a 39-36 lead.
See Corey Rideout once again taking a look at that clock. Knights with a bit of pressure, though, on Rideout. Rideout back to Michael Barrett. 15 to go. Rideout with it. Under 10. Rideout will make his move now. Open shot. Misses. Rumbold on the rebound. Frank White fires. Desperation. And it goes out the glass. Solid first half, though.
Well, definitely a big first half. The big men for both teams, as we mentioned, came out with a vengeance. As we had a late foul there, just as the buzzer sounded.
And Don, a cardinal error there.
Well, Frank White
firing from some 60 feet away, and no need whatsoever to foul there.
And Dean Porter picked up his third just as the buzzer sounded.
And Don, with that being a three-point effort, Frank White has got 3 shots here, although he did miss the first. Frank White calmly collects himself and nails the second to make it 39-37. And the third shot is good. So that will officially bring the first half to an end with the Herdman Huskies leading at 39-38.
And stay tuned after this break. I'll be joined by Mark Joyce, a former member of the Regina High School Knights. We'll talk a little bit about what he's doing now. So as Rick mentioned, the score 39-38 for the Herdman Huskies, and we'll take a little time out and be back right after this.
Imagine your child living in a world of his own, unable to break out. In his solitary world, he repeats gestures and activities over and over. This is the world of autism, a lifelong disorder of communication and behavior. But early diagnosis and education can expand this world. I know. I'm William Christopher, the parent of an autistic child. For more information and referral services, please contact your local Autism Society.
Everybody has some skills.
Imagine presents Jerry Burholtz, local hero on volunteering.
Help somebody else. It's amazing if you dig deep, if you just think of something you like to do. Someone can use that ability. Find out what needs to be done in your community. If you know that you have a particular interest in a particular organization, why not call that organization and say, I'm available. And I bet that they can really use you.
There's a local hero in all of us. Imagine a new spirit of giving. Be a part of it.
In Corner Brook, you're watching Cable Atlantic Cable 9, your community channel.
And welcome back to Regina High School at the halftime. The Herdman Huskies lead the Regina Knights by a score of 39-38. Joined now by Mark Joyce. Mark, a former member of the Regina Knights, played last year in the Corner Brook High School Basketball Championship Series and won the 4A championship for the province with the Regina Knights. Mark, tell us a little bit about the game right now and how you think Regina's turned it around from game 2.
Well, first of all, they started out strong, and so did Herdman as well. And last game, I think they got lost with the press, like a smaller gym court. And this is a wider service. They're able to run the ball a bit faster. You know, this suits Regina more than Herdman.
Now, Frank White is hitting a lot of shots for Regina. That's something that Regina's got to do a lot. They've got to get the ball to Frank White a lot. He's a good ball player.
Yeah, well, they got to look to Frank White to score 20, 25 points a game for them to do anything.
And Mark, you're graduated. You finished your high school career last year. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing now.
Well, I'm attending Sorrel for Grenfell College for this year, and playing a bit of basketball with the college team in the local men's league and that's pretty much it.
And when you see Regina and Herdman back out of here on the basketball court, do you ever miss it and wish, hey, I wish I was one of the guys out there?
Oh yeah, I wish I was playing right now.
And what's it like to play in a series like this? Is it tough to the fans? Is it tough to play in front of so many people?
Well, the first year I was on the team, it was really tough. You know, the rookies of this year are playing really well in front of the big crowds, and the second year wasn't too bad. You know, you expected it, right? You know, and played a bit of a role, you know, but not much. You don't really hear the crowds when you're playing and into the game.
Well, Mark, thanks very much for joining us this half.
Thanks a lot.
So once again, your score at the halftime, the Herdman Huskies 39, the Regina Knights 38. We'll be back with the second half action right after this.
I just think we should take care of our own first. You know what they say, charity begins at home.
Well, who says that anyway? Who's they?
Very wise people who understand their priorities, that's who.
Look, I just think we should get involved in some kind of charity. Do something.
Well, do something. That's the problem. The ozone layer is disappearing. The rainforests are burning. The whales are dying. I just don't have enough strength left at the end of the day to save the world.
Okay, so global problems are a little abstract. What if we just narrow it down to people?
Oh, right, people. You've got boat people, seniors, orphans. Where do you start?
And welcome back to Regina High School. Just getting ready to start the second half of play. The Herdman Huskies currently lead the host Regina Knights by a score of 39-38. And Rick, right at the end of that half, kind of a bizarre play. Dean Porter fouled Frank White when Frank made a desperation shot with time running out on the clock. And ended up putting Frank White on the line, shooting 3 foul shots. He made 2 of them, and hence we have a 1-point ball game.
Yeah, it was a very silly foul at the time because White was trying about a 55-60 footer right at the end of it. The foul was called. White nailed 2 of 3, and instead of a 3-point lead, the Huskies now lead by just 1. 39-38, 20 minutes to go.
We'll see the starting lineup for both teams back out there to start the second half, with the exception of Paul Seaborn, who checks into the contest for Dean Porter. So Porter, who drew his 3rd foul of the game on that last play with time running out, sits on the bench to start the second half, and Paul Seaborn checks in.
Taking a look at some of the big scores. Mark Smallwood at 15 for the Huskies. Shannon Richards with 11. Frank White, the high man for the Knights, with 15.
And just doing a little cosmetic work on the court here now, mopping up some of the excess water that's been placed on the floor by people walking back and forth the court during the halftime break. So that appears to be straightened up, and we're set for the second half tip-off.
Yeah, a little delay. We had some wild activity at the halftime involving some of the fans. Had to clean up the court a little bit, but back to the action now. Shannon Richards. Pass down low to Smallwood. Misses the shot. Rebound, Barker. And the play of Dean Barker has been a big help for the Knights in this one. Frank White down low. Barker makes the move in the middle of the key. Doesn't get the roll. Gets it back, though. A little too hard again. And a tie-up underneath. Great hustle by Ian Cook and Michael Barrett. And again, you mentioned Dean Barker a little too
Exactly.
anxious.
We saw that in the first half. He gets the ball, and it's almost like he panics a little bit, and he tries to get that ball off as fast as he can, and in the process, he puts it a little too hard off the glass, and the result, it just goes out the back door.
He's done a great job on the boards, though. That can't be denied. Huskies now. Shannon Richards. Back to Barrett for 3. Back rim. Richards gets the rebound. Give Corey Rideout a bit of an assist. Richards now, and the foul's called on Trask.
Jason Trask, his 3rd foul of the contest, so he's in a little bit of foul trouble here. Still a lot of time left to go in the game. Less than a minute gone in the second half, and Trask already has 3. Corey Rideout will inbound the ball for Herdman.
Rideout gets it to Barrett. Back to Rideout. Corey Rideout did not score in the first half. Shannon Richards. Pass inside is intercepted, knocked away. Howard got it to Cook. Good hustle again. TJ Power. Ian Cook drives. Shot is good. Ian Cook with a dozen.
And there's that little hook shot we see so much of from Ian Cook. Again, he just went in there and he couldn't quite get in under the basket to put the ball off the glass, so he went to the little hook and it dropped.
Shannon Richards shot no good. Seaborn gets the rebound. Seaborn down low to Smallwood. Foul called on Cook. And that may be his 3rd, and that could be crucial.
And Rick, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this 40-39 lead for Regina marks the first time in the game they've led the contest since Frank White scored the first 2 points of the game.
Yes, they've hung tough, and again, taking the lead now. 40-39 your score. Knights back on top in the driver's seat. Smallwood thought about it. Works his way in a little bit, gets it back to Corey Rideout, who drives down the middle. Shots up, and gets the roll. So Corey Rideout enters the score sheet. That's 2 for him, and the Huskies now take the lead, 41-40.
Well, you mentioned Corey Rideout didn't score in the first half of the contest. That's the first time in the series he's been held without a point in any half. He scored 15 points in game 1 and 12 in game 2.
Frank White, lovely offensive move. 17 for White. Much improved effort from game 2 for him. Richards way outside. Back rim. Trask, some good hustle to get the rebound. Leaves it there for TJ Power. Power, watched by Richards. Trask, he's open. Back rim. Good work by Cook. He's dangerous from there. Short rims it. Good work by the Knights. Frank White now. He's fouled. Michael Barrett on the call.
And Michael Barrett draws his 3rd foul of the game. So a couple of key Huskies in foul trouble here early in the second half. Dean Porter, as you mentioned, never started the second half. As we see that foul on the replay, watch Frank White go up. Michael Barrett, as Frank gets the ball here, drives to the hoop, and Michael Barrett there with the foul, putting White on the line. But we mentioned Dean Porter never started the second half because he had 3 fouls, and now Michael Barrett draws his 3rd foul.
Frank White with 18. That last example there, a prime example of some good things happening because of some good hustle. Regina all over the offensive glass, and they get a point out of it. Barker now underneath, and that's 2 for him. Steve Barker with 6. Regina Knights leading at 45-41 as they've opened up a 4-point lead here. 17 minutes to go in the second half of play. Crowd definitely into it. Michael Barrett now makes the move. Down low is fouled by Rumbold.
And Frank White. We'll see what Steve Rumbold here goes up with the big block on Michael Barrett. And then Frank White, immediately after that, Frank White drew a technical foul. As the referee said, he threw the ball.
Well, what happened there on the replay is Frank White very lightly bounced the ball off of the head of one of the Huskies after the play, and the official was on it and called it. Let's take a look, Don, if you want to analyze this little indiscretion.
Well, here's Barrett again going up, and Rumbold.
Now watch Frank White.
And right there, he just, one of those things, I mean, it's just a stupid thing to do. I mean, you're in the ball game, your team is leading by a 45-41 score, and you do something like that, and right away you put one of the top Herdman shooters on the line.
Michael Barrett gets the roll. 10 points for him. 45-42 your score.
Michael Barrett now 8 for 8 in the series from the free throw line.
You talk about having a rhythm from that charity stripe. Michael Barrett is definitely in it.
So that was for the initial foul on Steve Rumbold, and these will be the 2 shots for the technical foul on Frank White.
Doesn't get the roll this time.
So the streak stops at 9 for Michael Barrett.
And true again, 12 points, and there's a fairly big turnaround there, Don.
Well, again, and all that was because of the technical foul on Frank White.
Now a steal. Corey Rideout takes it. And good. There's the Huskies picking up the pressure, and it paid off. They lead 46-45. Very quickly, 5 quick points by the Huskies to get the lead back. Nice pass, Dean Barker.
And again, Rick, you can't stress that enough. The Regina Knights have got to get the ball inside to Dean Barker. I mean, he's in there all alone, standing basically at the under the net, waiting for that ball. When the Regina Knights get it to him, he tends to put that ball in.
Down low to Porter. Shot's no good, and again, Barker providing some tough defense. Number 11's been a key out there for the Knights in this one, Don. TJ Power down to Barker again. He's fouled, and it counts. And 2 individuals who picked their game up. Dean Barker and TJ Power combining.
Mark Smallwood with the foul there. His first
there's
of the
the
contest,
replay.
as we see. Dean Barker drives to the hoop, and Mark Smallwood there commits the foul. Barker will try to make this a 3-point play with the free throw.
Mark Smallwood on the foul call. And Barker drains it. And he's exuding some confidence out there on the court. 50-46 now. Seesaw battle. Knights back on top. Steal by Power. Goes out of bounds. Huskies get it back. one key in this contest, the fact that Mark Smallwood, the domination has not been there in the battle of the big men. Barker has been there throughout. Smallwood fires. And obviously he was saying, I think it's time for me to answer here. 50-48 your score, 17 for Smallwood. TJ Power, nifty behind the back dribble, almost lost it though. Trask outside, drains it, it's a two-pointer.
And Rick, you just got to wonder if that basket by Mark Smallwood are not going to have the Regina Knights thinking a little bit. I mean, here's a man who tends to control the play under the net, and that time he fired from pretty well out, and he hits a shot. Now the Knights got to wonder, is he going to do more of that? And we just saw he tried again from well out and missed the shot.
Right out has it blocked away by Barker. And I think it's safe to say the Knights getting a total team effort. Let's take a look at the replay. That's a very solid rejection here, I believe.
Here comes
Corey Rideout drives and watch Barker swatting it away. The big man in the middle doing his job very well.
And good work by Barker there not to throw his body into the shooter. Managed to stay away from the foul.
Smallwood down low, and guess who was there to alter that shot? Barker. And a reach-in foul, and that may be 4 for Dean Porter. We'll wait and see as Bernie Hughes gets ready to come in.
And indeed, Rick, you're correct. That's 4 for Dean Porter.
Knights call a timeout.
The Regina Knights call a timeout. Check that. Herdman indicated they wanted a timeout, changed their mind, and Regina decided to call a timeout. We're seeing Bernie Hughes check in now. I wonder if that's something that Mike Barrett and Bob Richards are looking at, that maybe Smallwood is not as effective now, and maybe Barker is starting to control the game a little more. So Smallwood's not doing the job. So we'll put in some guy like Bernie Hughes.
And you see a shot of Mark Smallwood's dad in the audience. And again,
we've seen these guys before. Obviously into the spirit of things.
Having a whale of a time out there.
So 52-48, the Regina Knights lead, 14:50 to play in the second half. Dean Porter just picked up his 4th personal foul for the Herdman Huskies. That's going to be a key loss, Rick, if Dean Porter happens to foul out of this contest with a lot of time left. He's a defensive specialist for the Herdman Huskies, and they can't afford to lose a big defensive player like Dean Porter.
He's a spark plug, no doubt about that, and they will miss him if he should foul out, and obviously now he's going to ride the pine for a little bit. Huskies, Murden's in there as well, Seaborn, and sort of a different look from them. Knights with a chance to go up by 6. Frank White gets it over to Trask. TJ Power now, over to White. Frank White's had a terrific game. Nice pass down low on the end line. Had the right idea, though. Once again, Barker poised underneath the basket, ready for the pass underneath, but went off his fingertips and out of bounds.
And now we're going to see the battle that we should watch here. Dean Barker against Bernie Hughes.
And Shannon Richards, you talk about silencing the night crowd, a three-pointer. And Coach Reg Barker got up and had a bit of word for Trask because, again, Shannon Richards from almost anywhere on the court, you cannot let him go unchallenged on.
And that's the big thing. I mean, that'll take away Dean Barker. We mentioned time and time again, he's controlling the boards defensively for the Regina Knights. But if Shannon Richards starts hitting from the outside, you're not going to need to worry about the inside man.
And Mike Peddle immediately comes in. 52-51 your score. And our words ringing true, Don, as we were counting down the second half of Game 2, we were saying, you watch, Game 3 will be a lot more closer, and needless to say, that's been the case. David Murden there got a little wild. One thing the coach always tells you, don't leave your feet. Murden left his feet, and he's called on the foul. A lot of things can happen if you leave, get up in the air, and that opponent's making a nifty deke. That's what happened.
And the third foul for David Murden.
Knights leading by 1. Hope you're enjoying the action on Cable Atlantic. Frank White, nice move, left Bernie Hughes in his wake, and makes the shot. Frank White with 20.
Well, if Bernie Hughes is going to play the type of game that coaches Mike Barrett and Bob Richards want him to play, he's going to have to stop plays like that. He can't let guys drive the hoop.
Seaborn being watched closely. Knights employing some solid D. Murden now with it. Shannon Richards thought about a three, makes the move inside, has it go off a foot. We've got a foul call. Steve Rumbold.
And that's Steve Rumbold's fourth.
Steve Rumbold, he knows that there's 5 to give, and on most occasions he'll come close to giving just that. A very gritty performer.
Oh, most definitely. We know that he fouled out of game 1 with about 5 minutes to play in the second half, and he's well on his way to picking up 5 fouls in this contest as he and Cook-a-Trade to check back in.
Corey Rideout now with an offensive move. Takes the shot. No good. Rebound. 2 men that time. Rumbold and Barker as the Knights stack the boards nicely on the defensive end of things. TJ Power. What a difference the night makes for TJ. He's been very adept out there tonight. Frank White now. Across the middle of the lane to Peddle, who fires. Didn't get the favorable bounce. In and out. Knight lead remains 3. 13 minutes to go. 54-51 your score. Regina leading it all deadlock at a game apiece. This best of 5 series. Rideout gets it to Barrett. He'll fire. Short rim. Smallwood rebound. Forced to alter the shot. And that time, Donna Barker didn't even jump. Smallwood obviously is throughout the game felt his presence.
A little intimidated now by the presence of Dean Barker. Dean Barker standing there, and I think he's been winning the battle from Mark Smallwood here in the second half.
And Dean Barker with 13 points, and Frank White, if he's not putting it in the basket, he's making the nice dish-offs, and again, a key performance on his part. Richards now trying to make it happen. No good. And as you can see, Don, not as many Huskies underneath the boards these last couple of occasions. It's been a sea of blue underneath. TJ Power. You can see the Knights just brimming with confidence out there. Barker might be called on the elbow. Smallwood lured him into it. Applied the pressure with the body. Barker came back with the forearm, and he's nailed on the call. Dean Barker, an emotional player. Much like his father. Very emotional coach right in front of us here.
Reg Barker, definitely a high-spirited coach, just as he has been in the
What's Smallwood lure here? You can see he lays the body on him. Barker there, bit of an Academy Award.
Well, you take him any way you can get him. I mean, they're looking for any advantage you possibly can get. That time, Dean Barker with the elbow. Mark Smallwood wanted to make sure the referees saw that, so he played it up a little bit. And the referees did indeed see that and called Dean Barker the second personal of this contest.
Oh, certainly. I mean, if Smallwood just stood there and took it, you might not have seen that call.
Especially where it was behind the play, the referees might have tended to be looking down. You make an exaggerated move like this, we see again, it tends to get the referee's attention. They see it out of the corner of their eye. And Sean Bennett right there on top of it to make the call. But Rick, certainly in the second half, the Regina Knights have come out on fire, and Dean Barker has been a big contributor to that. I mean, he's controlled the boards offensively, defensively, and he's been putting the ball in the net as well with 9 points here in the second half, 13 total in the game.
He's been a big key. He seems as though he's really settled down in this contest. 13 points for Barker. Frank White with a big 20.
And the 13 points are Dean Barker's high for the series. That's 21 total after scoring 12 in the first game, 9 in game 2.
TJ Power reaching in, and the officials give it back to the Huskies. No doubt about the fact that the Knights have found a few missing ingredients in this game that they lacked in game number 2, and it's paid off. They lead by 5. Shannon Richards. He has 14. Had it inside, was just about ready to lay it in, and it went off his foot and out of bounds.
Well, that's the big thing. You don't see Shannon Richards do that a lot. I mean, he's got hands like glue when it comes to that basketball. And that time he just ready to pick the ball up and go for the layup, and he misplayed it.
Ian Cook and Frank White missed a couple of close-in shots. Just another example of the confidence of TJ Power. Did you catch the no-look pass? Shannon Richards. Corey Rideout. Down low to Smallwood. Smallwood takes Cook to the hole, and look at Barker come over. And you'll certainly take a foul like that, Don. That's just good aggressive defense.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I mean, Dean Barker is the type of player who'll go up and he'll try to block every shot that he can get near. That time he got up and he managed to run the body into Mark Smallwood. That put Smallwood on the line. Barker
Jamie
checks
Herd
out
now.
as Jamie Herd sees his first action of the contest. Barker with 3 fouls in the game. We'll see here. Keep your eye on Barker. He goes up and he had the right intention. He wanted to go up and block that shot and he just couldn't stop the momentum. His body went into Mark Smallwood, thus the foul.
And the shot is no good.
Smallwood definitely struggling in this series from the line, shooting just 46%.
Smallwood misses both. Seaborn can't get the rebound. Hearn is in there with some aggression. Knights have things going their way, no doubt about that, leading by 5.
Now there's a lot of pressure on Jamie Hearn. He comes in to fill in the role left by Dean Barker, and Hearn can't let down any. He's got to contribute as much, if not more, than Dean Barker.
TJ Power got a little too fancy there, and Shannon Richards with a 3, and again, uncontested. Dangerous from anywhere on the court.
Well, that's 2 3-pointers this half and 3 in the game for Shannon Richards, who has a total of 7 3-point shots rather in the series.
Frank White, will he answer? Shot may have been deflected. Good rebound inside from Peddle. Back to TJ Power. Over to Frank White. Makes the nice move inside. Nice feed off for Hearn, and we've got a foul call. Out of bounds, Knight ball.
Paul Seaborn.
Seaborn in no danger as far as the foul situation is concerned. That's his first. He'll check out. Chris Mackey makes his way into the ball game, number 15 in red. 10:35 to go. 56-54. Knights leading. Frank White. Cook. Outside to Peddle. Down low to Hearn. Shots up and good.
Well,
big basket there from Jamie Hearn, who just checked into the ball game. 58-54.
That's what we said. He's going to fill big shoes here from Dean Barker. Jamie Hearn comes in, puts his first shot up from fairly long range for Jamie Hearn and has it dropped.
Nice drive by Mackey. Missed the layup, though. TJ Power comes out with it. He'll run ahead to Frank White. White down to Cook. Shot is good.
Oh, strong play for the Regina Knights there. TJ Power carried the ball down court soft. Frank White at the other side. White could barely control it, and then Ian Cook managed to pick up the rebound and put it in.
Pass down to White again. He takes the shot. Good.
Herdman
22 for Frank White, and this crowd is erupting. Regina Knights surging to a 62-54 lead. They lead it by 8. 9:36 to go.
The Huskies are definitely in trouble with this rally by the Regina Knights, and Coach Bob Richards elects to call a timeout. And the Herdman Huskies really need a timeout after this. We'll see the big play coming up here. Keep your eye on TJ Power. He carries the ball down court on your far side. He passes it over. Frank White can't control it, but he gets a heads-up pass out to Ian Cook. If White, I think, held on to that ball, he would have come down and out of bounds and had to turn the ball over. But he managed to get the ball off to Ian Cook before he had his foot on the floor. Ian Cook was there to lay it in for the 2 points, and a great shot by the Regina Knights.
Well, that's just some very good team play there by the Knights, and they've exhibited a lot of that here tonight. Definitely a different ball club on their home court. And we mentioned, despite the big Husky win, Don, it was only, after all, 1 win. Exactly. It takes 3 to win the series.
And there's an interesting shot on your screen right now. We see the Herdman Husky fans right around the Herdman bench, and they're virtually silent. I mean, the Regina Knights offense in the last 5 minutes has pretty well silenced the Herdman Huskies crowd here, and has sparked the Regina Knights. I mean, the noise you're hearing now is basically all from Regina Knights fans. The Herdman Huskies fans have been taken out of this contest by the strong play of the Regina Knights. Keep your eye on here. Now we'll see that last play again.
Do you think the Knights are a little bit pumped? Take a look at this.
A little fired up, Frank White. We see that a lot from Frank White. Definitely a high-spirited player. He likes a good play as much as anyone.
Been a super performance. 22 for Frank White. He has stepped his game up another notch here tonight. Dean Porter checks in. He's got 4 fouls. Shannon Richards over to Mackey. Smallwood way outside. Not his range. Corey Rideout. Huskies seem a little bit lost out there right now. Porter drives the middle. Dean Porter got back his own rebound and a very crucial bucket for the Huskies as they now trail 62-56.
And the Herdman coaching staff, I think, realize the jeopardy they're in right now. They're down by a lot of points, down by 6 points, so they've got Dean Barker in. They've got Dean Porter in. They need as much defense as they can possibly get.
Down low, Jamie Hearn fires. No good. That may be 4 on Ian Cook.
And indeed, you're right, Rick. That is 4 for Ian Cook, and more importantly, that'll put the Herdman Huskies on the line. They're in the bonus situation for the remaining 8 minutes and 39 seconds of this contest.
Dean Barker back up and ready to come in right away.
He'll take the place of Ian Cook. I think it's a nicer, feel confident enough to sit down Ian Cook for a while. They've got a 6-point lead in this game. We see the last foul by Ian Cook here. Cook, number 7, bottom left-hand corner of your screen. court. And that time the Huskies went in and tried the full court press again, and it paid off for them. So with 6:39 to play, it's going to be interesting to see what the Herdman coaching staff elects to do. We talked about it earlier. The floor is a little bigger than a Herdman Collegiate gym, so a full court press might not work as well here at Regina High School. We saw it paid off once. Will the Herdman Huskies continue to use it for the remainder of this game?
It's been a good one, as we anticipated. 62-59, 6:39 to go. Hope you're enjoying all the action on Cable Atlantic. More of it to come. Game 4 set for Thursday night, and that'll go at the Herdman Gym.
And Rick, safe to say this is a big game for both clubs, a pivotal game in the series. The Regina Knights win this one. They know that no matter what happens at Herdman tomorrow night, Thursday night, they've still got to come back to their building for one more game. And yet the Herdman Huskies, if they can pull out a win here, they know they're going back to their home court with needing one win for the championship.
Nice pass down low to Smallwood as he tries to make his presence felt. Shots up and good. Fine assist there by Shannon Richards, and Mark Smallwood now with 21 points. Many of them were early on, but two very big baskets here in the last minute. And look at Barker answer. Frank White with another assist. 64-61, bucket for bucket down the stretch. Smallwood. Oh my, he's certainly becoming an influence down the stretch. 6 straight points for Smallwood, 23 on the game. Good battle between the big men here tonight. 64-63 your score. Barker.
Looks like Chris Mackey will draw the foul there.
Chris Mackey, that's his first active shooting. Barker goes to the line. He scored 15. Frank White, he's got 22 points, Don, but also has had a number of helpers during the course of this one. Dean Barker's paid a few dividends because of White's solid passing. First shot's no good, though. And in these last 6 minutes, that trip to the free throw line becomes more and more intense. Second shot, back rim. Mackey the rebound, and the Huskies now, this trip down the court, can look to take the lead. Shannon Richards.
Well, in a game like this, both teams in the bonus situation, they've got to start hitting those free throws. That 1 or 2 points could make a difference in this game.
Dean Porter well outside, gets it to Richards. Porter on the screen. Richards the shot. No good. Murden. Power knocked it away. That's a huge play by TJ. Takes it to length. A wild shot. Got it back, though. Pass to Hearn. Hearn with a big shot there. 4 for Jamie Hearn, and that's a couple of big baskets that he's had, though, Don.
Oh, most definitely. We mentioned when he checked into the game the first time, he was filling in for Dean Barker, and he had to replace height with height. This time, Barker is still in the game, so the Knights are going with their 2 big men. That time, Dean Barker showing a little bit of range as he hits from just outside the key.
5 minutes to go, 66-63 your score, and before that play sort of finally concluded, a wild play by TJ Power. He was fortunate to get the ball back, and it paid off for the Knights.
Oh, TJ that time just tried anything. He wanted, hopefully, I think he wanted to try to draw the foul.
Shannon Richards, 66-65. It's heating up, folks. Pedal to Power. TJ Power. Down to White. Nice offensive move. Hits the shot. 24 for Frank White. 68-65. Knights lead. 4:25 to go. Corey Rideout. Every trip down the court now becoming more and more pressure filled. Barrett thought about the shot. Gets it to Richards. Smallwood being bumped by White. Richards tries to take Pedal. Good defense there. Forced him off the baseline. Down low to Rideout. Knocked away by Barker, but they've got him on the body.
Well, again, as we talked about before, Dean Barker goes up and his body is in motion. He's flying through the air when he goes up and for those blocks. That time he ran into Rideout and drew the foul.
Well, that's the thing, Don. We've seen a lot in this series. Here's the replay of it. Now, you might see the block and say, well, now that's a clean block, but when you follow through with the body against the opposing player, the foul is going to be called.
Well, that's the thing. If Dean Barker was just standing there and he went straight up, the referees would tend to look at that and say, no, there's no foul there. But when Barker was actually moving across the court and he leaped, and he was still moving across in the air when he leaped, ran into Rideout, they're going to have to call that.
Corey Rideout gets the favorable roll. 68-66 your score. That's 6 for Rideout. 4:05 to go. And again, Corey Rideout getting a favorable bounce.
And Rick, with 4 minutes left in this game, shot selection is going to be everything here. Teams can't afford to make bad shots. They've got to pick the shots they want to make, and they've got to make them good.
Mike Peddle tried the layup. Smallwood gets the rebound. Out of bounds. Peddle thought he may have knocked it off Smallwood, but that's not the case. The Huskies will take over. 3:52 to go, and they can take the lead. 68-67, Knights leading. Pivotal game 3 of a best-of-5 series. Corey Rideout. Give and go with Smallwood, and he's chopped down low, and I think we may have Cook, and that may be it. Let's wait now.
That's it for Ian Cook. That's 5 for him.
And what an important loss that.
Frank White will check into this contest now in place of Ian Cook. We'll see the replay here, how that all happens.
He checks out with 14.
Both players going for the ball, Cook and Smallwood.
Smart play there by the Huskies, finding the mismatch with Smallwood underneath on Cook. It resulted in foul number 5.
And as you mentioned, Rick, it's going to be a pivotal 3 minutes and 41 seconds here with Ian Cook gone from the lineup for the Regina Knights. He's been the big sniper, the big gun, as it were, for the Knights in both games of this series, leading the team in scoring in Game 1 with 23 points and again in Game 2 with 21 points. He's gone in this contest with 3:41 to play. The Knights holding just a slim 1-point lead.
So obviously with Cook out of there, they'll really be looking for Frank White to pick up the slack, and he's done his yeoman's share with 24. 68-67 is your score. Crowd going wild, and they have certainly been entertained with another Butte in this great rivalry.
We should mention with Ian Cook fouled out of the game, Dean Barker, the other pivotal man for the Regina Knights, has 4 fouls, so his next foul when he's gone, he's going to have to play a cautious remainder of this contest.
And again, all those early fouls that the Knights ran into in the first half starting to play havoc on them down the stretch here.
And Barker's going to have to be careful when he goes up, try to make those blocks like we've seen. He's going to end up getting called for the foul if he's moving through the air. He's got to make sure he goes straight up on those blocks.
Well, full credit to Mark Smallwood. There was a time there where he was sort of the forgotten man in the Husky offense, but down the stretch, he's done a job. 24 on the game. Make it 25. Huskies lead 69-68. 3:39 to go. TJ Power. Bounce pass. Frank White. He'll take the length. Gets the basket.
No basket. Charging foul called on Frank White.
And an enormous call there. Frank White on the offensive foul. Here's the replay, Don.
Well, that time we saw, that's exactly what I was talking about Dean Barker. Mark Smallwood had his feet planted that time. He had his ground staked, as it were. Frank White came in and said, no way, I'm going to the basket. Knocked Smallwood out of the way and drew the charging call.
Smallwood, a veteran, obviously knowing that Frank White was looking to get this crowd back on top of things, get his club back ahead.
Well, Smallwood knew that Frank White had the ball, and he had every intention to go into the hoop, so he just found a spot between Frank White and the basket. He planted his feet. He staked his ground. He said to Frank White, if you want to score this basket, you got to go through me. Frank White did and drew the foul.
And again, a little delay out there, obviously. The sweat flying down the stretch. These two clubs have put in an intense effort here tonight. 69-68 your score. Huskies by a point, 3:31 to go. And Frank White, 4 fouls, as you mentioned, Don. The Knights have run into some foul difficulties. White going to have to take it easy now on the defensive side of things and can't get too out of control on the offensive front as well.
Well, that's the thing. Frank White and Dean Barker are both in the same situation. They're the 2 big scorers for the Regina Knights in this game.
Corey Rideout. Huskies really seem to make their move when they started getting Smallwood involved. Richards outside. No good. Barrett underneath. Good rebound. Front rims it though, and there's Jamie Hearn to get the rebound. Make that Barker. TJ Power to Trask. Trask, watched by Porter. Gets it to TJ Power. To Frank White. He is open. Shot is up and good. 26 for Frank White, and of all the men for the Huskies to leave unguarded, that would be your most dangerous, and Frank White made them pay.
The Herdman Huskies have to be a little aggressive here on offense. They've got to take the ball and drive it to the hoop, as Mark Smallwood just did. Anytime they see a free lane, they've got to drive to the hoop, knowing that two of the players on the floor, Dean Barker and Frank White, each have 4 fouls. You got to take that chance and hope you get one of the guys fouled out of this contest.
Well, Mark Smallwood has certainly come to prominence. 27 points for him. These last 8 minutes, he has been simply outstanding. Frank White, will he do it again? Short rims it. He had the line there, Don. The crowd was going wild, expecting another swish, but not to be. Huskies by 1. 2 minutes to go. Shannon Richards to Rideout, inside to Hearn, and Smallwood draws the foul, and Jamie Hearn's got to be careful. Last thing you can afford is a tee.
Well, you definitely don't want to get a technical foul here, and the Herdman Huskies are in a shooting situation already. You don't want to put them on the line for an extra 2 to end this 1-point ball game. Regina Knights call a timeout here. So your story, 71-70, the Herdman Huskies lead the Regina Knights. 1:55 to play in this contest, and there's a good look at just how close. We talked about it all evening long. How close the fans are on this basketball court. They're actually sitting right on the baseline. When the players have to come over and inbound the ball, they've actually got to get people to move out of the way.
And Don, when they say front row seat, they really mean front row seat, folks. You see many of the signage, and we've got the typical battle at center court here. These fans have been at it all series long. Good sportsmanship on each part.
And we should remind fans while we got this moment that Game 4 in the series is back at Herdman Collegiate on Thursday nights, beginning at 7:30. Doors open at 6:30. A little bit of confusion. The game was originally scheduled to be played on Friday night, but they ended up changing that game to Thursday because the schools have Friday off. It's a long weekend for them. They didn't want to play the game on Friday. So that game is being played at 7:30 p.m. at Herdman. As we mentioned, will air on Cable Atlantic at 10 p.m. Thursday evening.
What do you think, Don? I think we'll go back. We'll rest up for 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm free.
Smallwood now. Huge foul shot. Can't get it to go. And a foul inside on Michael Barrett.
And a big foul because that'll put Regina on the line. Now Regina in the bonus situation.
See a lot of talk going on the court here. I think both teams have to take it a little bit easy here. Cooler heads have to prevail in a tight squeeze like this.
And now
71-70.
Dean Barker on the line for the Regina Knights, and this is a big, big shot for him. He's only 1 for 3 in this game from the free throw line.
Barker, the shot is up, and it is off the back of the rim. Corey Rideout with a rebound. Very, very large possession here. 1:50 to go, 71-70 Huskies lead. Shannon Richards trying to get some offensive flow there. Will he take it one-on-one? Always dangerous. Gets it to Barrett. Barrett back to Richards. Richards takes a look. Trying to get things to develop. Takes the shot. It is in and out. Looked like that one was going bottom of the barrel, but no, not to be. And now the Knights can take the lead. TJ Power, watch closely. Gets it to Frank White. Down low, Steve Rumbold. Tries the shot, no good. Corey Rideout the rebound. Rideout. Smart play, likes to hold it up. Minute 11 to go. Richards with it. Barrett. Huskies using some time on the clock. Dean Porter not a threat from there. He's not even looking to the basket. Corey Rideout, watched by Power, down low. Smallwood fires. Back rim, Hearn gets the rebound. Again, that's Barker make that. TJ
43
Power.
seconds left to play. TJ Power.
No good. 35 seconds to go. And a foul is called. And Don, that was almost reminiscent of the last few seconds of game number 4 last year, where TJ Power went the length of the court to try to win it for the Knights. He might have gone a little too early here. Still 35 to go.
Exactly. I think, once again, a little bit of a poor shot selection for the Regina Knights. TJ Power saw a little bit of a gap, and he tried to make it a little larger of a gap, and he went right to the net. Didn't get a good shot off. So we see TJ coming down here. He has to weed through all kinds of traffic, loses his balance, then has to fight off 2 Husky defenders. Just gets a weak shot up. Poor shot selection there. But again, that's all in the heat of the game. You can't blame TJ Power for that. He saw an opening there. He had to go for it.
Yes, that was the case, I guess, despite the amount of time left. 35 to go. And that was very, very close. TJ Power.
We should mention that last play that Steve Rumbles picked up his 5th foul of the game, so he's also gone. We'll wait and see who Regina elects to put in here. My guess it'll be Jamie Hearn. Hearn was on the bench. Rumble replaced Hearn. Now it looks like Hearn will go back in and replace Steve Rumble.
You see Reg Barker very forceful in that huddle. Lots of time left.
So again, a key shot. Shannon Richards on the line. 2 for 2 in this game from the free throw line. Coming into the contest, he was 8 for 9, shooting at 88%. So definitely not the man you want to have on the free throw line here in a 1-point ball game if you're the Regina Knights.
And Richards misses. Rebound to Barker, to Trask. And there's nothing TJ Power wants better than to get that ball back in his hands and make things happen. He's watched by Richards. 25 seconds to go. Power still with it. Pass to Tony Penton, and what a pressure spot for him to be checking in. Down to Penton again. Back to Frank White. TJ Power now. They're playing for 1. White makes the shot. No good. Rebound Smallwood. And a foul is called with 7 seconds to go. And the Knights got the ball to the man they wanted, Don.
Well, Frank White there, they picked up the ball. He was the man they wanted to get, and unfortunately for Frank White, he couldn't quite get the range on the shot. Didn't quite have the touch. The shot didn't drop. Herdman picked up the ball. Mark Smallwood again with a big, big rebound there.
Yeah, the Knights did a good job there. 2-man game. TJ Power and Frank White. They got the opening they were looking for, but the shot did not fall.
And Jason Trask had no choice then when Smallwood got the ball. He had to foul him. He had to stop the clock somehow.
That was a smart play. I mean, there's 7 seconds to go. You can't let any more time go off that clock. Foul right away and take your chances.
And that's what Reg Barker is in the huddle telling his team right now. I mean, you've got Mark Smallwood on the line. If he should happen to miss, and he's not been too successful from the free throw line in this series, should Smallwood miss, you've got 7 seconds to get that ball up the court and put it in the hoop. So Reg Barker is designing a play right now in case that situation happens.
Now watch this. As you see, Frank White makes the move, took the shot, and again, just off the back of the iron. And again, got to move in, make the foul.
So a big, big shot here from Mark Smallwood.
7 ticks left. 1-1. Smallwood at the line. The shot is up and good. Mark Smallwood.
Fans starting to come on the court. There's still 7 seconds left in this game. It's a 2-point game. Regina can still get the ball back on this rebound, drive down and tie the contest.
Bit of a problem.
Will win the contest.
Don, sorry to cut you off, but you don't want the fans coming on the court when there's still action to go. I mean, there's still 7 seconds left.
And especially the end of the court they're coming on. That's the basket the Knights have got to drive to. You don't want fans on the court down there.
Got to give credit to Smallwood answering to the challenge. Second shot is good. 29 for him.
Knights need a 3-pointer here.
TJ Power fires. Front rim, Trask the rebound, and the contest is over. The Herdman Huskies, in an absolute nail-biter, 73-70, have taken a 2-game-to-1 lead in this best-of-5 series.
Well, Rick, there's not much you can say about this. Mark Smallwood, grace under pressure. I mean, the guy hasn't been successful from the free throw line. He came down, was put on the line for 2 shots with his team holding a 1-point lead. He drained both of them, made it a 3-point contest, and that was the story for the Herdman Huskies in this one.
Smallwood showed me a lot. Barker certainly made him play his game, and Smallwood came to the party, ends up with 29, a big outing, and in the end, give the Knights the credit. They worked it down there for